We're going to go ahead and get going. Just one moment. There we go. I may start moving, I think, the morning slot on Sundays to 10:30, just because Sunday mornings, I always really struggle to get up, and then I always have shit, especially for the Vic game. So I was sitting letters for the last half hour. It's going to be a fun game later today, that is for sure, regardless of what happens. Oh man, I'm pretty fucking excited. So, alrighty, we left off last time with the mega campaign in a really dire situation. We had just obviously had the death of Castalla, who was a very strong ruler we had, who oversaw, I suppose, a decreasing of the depths to which we were falling, especially after the war in Crimea, the war against Vladimir and Anatolikon, which was, I think, really the beginning of this wave of decline, I suppose, for Sardinia, Corsica. It's been a very rough period for, I'd say, a good 40, 50 years at this point. And that all came to a head last session when we fought the War of Castalla, when they marched across the border. Navally, we did very well. We beat them time and time again, but on land, there was just no way to contend them, to put it simply. And as such, we were forced to sue for terms, which is where we ended last week. And in doing so, gave away the majority of our holdings in Iberia. We do still remain with three. We have Valencia, Sativa, and Alicante, as well as, of course, the islands of Majorca, etc. But it was a great blow. Now, primarily this happened due to the betrayal of the French, who, ironically, are completely ready to ally us again. Whenever it is us helping them, they enjoy the alliance, but they are not willing to fight for us, so we will be looking beyond them as leaders. Obviously, we had a rivalry with them for generations, and at the end of things, we decided to help them in their darkest times, but that was not to be repaid, so we will be looking for new allies. Notably, one of the things Castalla did also in her reign was to end the rivalry that existed with Britain. Now, back in CK3, England was one of our closest allies. They had been so for a long time, but this didn't transition over well to EU4 when we retained our holding in Moray, which we had inherited. After selling that to Norwegians, and then selling that to the British, there is the possibility of reopening a connection with the British. Now, an alliance with them is what will probably be needed here to gain any measure of stability and safety, but it won't be easy to do. So let's start by actually, you can get, we can actually royal marry them. I think that would be a very good idea. We'll send a royal marriage offer to the British, and when we're done with that, we're going to curry favors and begin to build up our trust with them. The one good thing that did come out of that war, though, is we actually puppeted Tuscany, who only controls Siena. Firenze, etc. are owned still by the Castilians. But we did come out of this technically with one gain. And of course, Lombardy and the Pope did remain loyal. So that is where we were at. We were in a very bad position. Now, in regards to colonialism, we have begun to build colonies. Notably, we have one currently going in Alagoas, which I am going to send some troops to. We have heard rumors of a city of gold somewhere in the New World, some place where there is wealth beyond belief. Already in traders and with natives of this strange region of Asia we have met, they have shown us that there's wealth there. Gold and silver, spices, strange fruits, and things like that. We know it's there. We just need to find it. So one of the main things we will be doing at the start of the game is detaching a contingent of soldiers. I think we'll do, yes, I have them ready to go. And we will be sending them to the New World under the guidance of Bernat Gilberti, one of our generals who did not do very well in the war, was always preferring to do these sorts of things. Did we lose all our transport ships? Yeah, we did. I forgot about that. Oh, man. Well, before we do that, we're going to need to build some transport ships. What's up, Haggy? How you doing, man? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. When those are done, we can send someone to the New World. The other thing that is absolutely cataclysmically bad is our debt. We did burger loans, so we don't have almost any interest on it, but we are 3,000 ducats in debt right now to fight that war. We took out those loans, given we had a regency from the burghers, who were in control after the death of Castalla. Castalla III was under their control. He still really is. I mean, his first trait is well advised, so I'm going to take that to mean that the burghers had basically just got a hold of it in our government that we're not going to see them give up anytime soon. So, and we do have our queen consort, Sia Savelli, who is fertile. So, hell yeah. Some good, a lot of bad. Let's get going. We have some states we can core. Let's work on that too. Central Morocco, notably, is very valuable. We have the administrative power, so let's go ahead and do that. It's very expensive. Well, Torrez of Sardinia nobility is somewhat perturbed at the idea of a foreigner working for their king. Our Greek monk Barcel or Borio Mela has been widely praised for bringing fresh ideas and practices to the court. It seems that we can still learn a thing or two from foreign learning. 50 admin, not bad. Lombardy wants money for favors, and so does Hellas. We can't do either, because we need all of our money and more. Alright, there's a way, yeah, curry favors. We'll do that with the British, and we're going to begin to build up trust with them. Good morning to you too, Escova. How's it going? You excited for later? What's the basis? One of our officers has, with the help of several scribes, compiled a manual of collected knowledge about warfare found in our army. The tome covers fighting styles, tactics, and histories of significant battles. And unlike previous books of its kind, this one has been written in the Torrez of Sardinia language rather than Latin. This will make it much easier to train officers and soldiers alike. Oh, good. We're actually getting a few good events to start off with. We're going to get lulled into that false sense of security like we have hope, and then something disastrous will happen. We need a church in Ifni. No, fuck it. I'm just gonna look for it. I think that's down in Morocco somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Other regions we can core. None of them are super valuable. Hottest point, I guess we can do that one. The other thing we also need to do, core that, is see if we can actually integrate any more cultures. Because I haven't looked at that in a long time. And we have a lot of Moroccan. No, max 2 promoted cultures, so we cannot. We could remove Andalusio Baranes, but that doesn't make any sense. They're still a core part of our nation, even though most of them have been annexed by the Spanish. Got those loans. We will get a market hull. And then let's get our trade fleet going again. We will send them to protect trade in Genoa. Doing good. I found a gem this morning while digging around for stuff on Wallachia. What'd you find? What's up, Zepter? Oh, you enjoyed the Dane RP? Hell yeah, dude. I did too. I've been waiting for that mod to come out since CK3 came out, man. I don't know about you, so hell yeah. I had a lot of fun too. All right, we're gonna get riders. We'll get Schwartz riders. We'll get a better artillery too. We are staying ahead on military tactics at least, which, my God, we need to. I mean, whew. And I think we'll go probably for Landsknecht infantry. We will not give this noble family any aid. We don't have the money. Our inflation is going crazy because we can't pay off our 3,000 ducats in loans. Let's send Bernat into the New World. He's going to bring order to the colony, as we did have an uprising there. And when he's done, we're going to get him to go look for that city that we've heard so many rumors about. Whether it is fiction or not, we do not know, but certainly worth looking for. That Diplotech. Don't look at it. It's fine. Heretical trade research. We will ignore them. We did get the estate in Ifni, base tax and loyalty from the clergy. And for our artillery, we're gonna go for Pedreros. I don't know the meta. I'm picking these subjectively, just to point that out very clearly. We're not going to embrace the counter-revolution. We don't have a zealot. I think I will probably only do that if there's a good RP reason or if we get a zealot, because generally speaking, it causes a lot more problems than good. Whoa, a patriotic donation. A powerful merchant wants to show gratitude for our efforts at patrolling the seas and keeping the lanes free for trade and exploration. The mercantile company has built new vessels for our war fleet and is willing to donate them to the crown. 3 fucking Carics. I think, as cool as this is, this really shows us how much the wealth of our nation has begun to shift towards the burghers, right? This trade company is dropping us heavy ships like it's nothing. I mean, we'll take them. Don't get me wrong, but oh, that's I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. Okay, we'll keep our noble estate levy reasonable. We go elaborate court life. Fuck. No, that's way too expensive. We'll go modest level. We're really pissing off the nobility, but we are a pauper kingdom at the moment. Bereft of all wealth. I don't know why it doesn't let us put any of the big ones as our rivals. Oh, well. Probably because we just can't stack up with them anymore. We'll go to the trading fair. What's the occupying yellow at War of Anatolia? You mean Leon? Leon is a subject state of Castalla, if that's what you mean. Found pictures of an 1832 document that's basically a proto-constitution for Romania. Oh, I did see that. I saw that in Vic 3 General. In Turkey. Yeah, the last of Hellas is being sieged out by Cyprus. They're trying to conquer Euboea. Oh man, Hellas is gonna have nothing at the end of this war. Yeah, they're gone. Wow. No, they're not. Hellas has one territory left in the mountains of fucking Bulgaria. How the mighty fall. And we're just unable to do anything to help them. It's that simple. As much as I would like to give them aid, we can't. This is absolutely ridiculous. Go Schwarz Riders. We'll pay back one of our loans. All right, we're going to bring order to the colony. That tribe that attacked us will be dealt with. And then we will begin the hunt for the great city. The one of which our explorers promised us when we first landed on this continent. Take the manpower. No fucking way. Fountain of Youth. Tales of a fountain that brings eternal youth to anyone who bathes in its waters or drinks from it have long been known. Some have always rejected this idea, while others have searched for it to no avail. We will be successful in finding the water of life, this fountain of youth. Simply, we found someone on board Barima who has seen it and is willing to take us there for a price, of course. Yeah, whatever you want. You know, we'll take out a loan. That's fine. Whatever you need, we got you. Why is Leon a vassal? Because I released some states in the beginning of the EU4 portion, so now I was not to make them broken strong. Bucharest is Bulgaria. What ideas did you think? We got naval and exploration, I think. Where are they? Yeah. Naval and exploration, yeah. We've got full naval ideas, and we're getting exploration pretty quick. Gamer Girl Water, yes. Gamer Girl Bath Water. That's the other name for the Fountain of Youth. What was the name of that, like, the girl who got, like, all that shit famous? Did she, like, the one who, like, I think it was, like, an OnlyFans, right? Who was actually selling her bath water? So weird, man. Ugh. The things that you see on the internet. Yeah, Philadelphia, that's the one. Didn't someone, like, almost die from it, too, or something? I remember reading about that. Our queen consort, Sia, has impressed many men and women at court with her sharp wit and extensive knowledge of the natural world. She has long been a collector of tomes on botany and chemistry. Whoa. And she corresponds with several of our generation's brightest minds. Currently, one of these scientists are visiting our court as per the queen consort's invitation. They can be found discussing all sorts of new theories far into the wee hours of the night. Queen Consort Sia has asked us to make the scientist an offer, claiming that she would make a better advisor than Monk Marcel or Barrio Mella. He's really good, not gonna lie. No, but no, we can't afford an advisor of his caliber, even at a reduced fee. Again, just massively impoverished. It's the name of the game here. The Reinheitsgebot has been adapted, perhaps the oldest food regulation. The Gebot ordered that the ingredients of beer be restricted to water, barley, and hops. Food regulation laws applied throughout Germany and made beer more restricted. That's cool. That's still true to this day. Europe is by far the best region for just general food quality regulation. Okay, trading fair events. No, we're not giving you money. Lombardy is at war with Venice, Augsburg, and Crane. We will, of course, accept. They have been a loyal ally of ours. And they should have no problems winning this war. But we will enter just in case. And then again, Crane is actually quite strong. Lombardy may end up forming Italy. Goddamn. Alright, we'll work on our Diplotech now. I'll stop taking exploration ideas. Pyrocynicals love. Fuck, our explorer died. Rudolfo di Pisana. Not the best. Education of the poor, we'll accept that. Apparently our wife is very educated and very knowledgeable and very scientific. No diplomatic skill to save her life, but she's an incredibly capable woman. So we'd support those affairs just to keep her happy, if anything else. We're gonna follow Inverse 74. Good morning, Draconeer. Or, I apologize. Good early afternoon. Marvelous news, my liege. What she told was true, and we have finally been able to unleash our pure strength and luck. Good. Whoa. Jesus. That was the fortune teller event. Fucking huge. I am going to break our royal marriage with the French as well. As soon as I can get us a spare vassal. We are going to put it into this. They really liked us, but they can also go fuck themselves. You know, I think that's a reasonable statement. We're looking for an alliance with the French at this point. Naval ambitions. Max colonial rage increase. That's huge. We should be able to explore again. Yes, we can. We will explore the rest of the Caribbean Sea. Up into, hopefully, this is where we'll start to find the rest of the Indonesian archipelago and the Spice Islands. We should be close by now. Late afternoon here. Good stream, mate. Hell yeah, dude. Are you in Eastern Europe, then? Let's see if my paradox-induced geography knowledge will help me out here. The Venice flag? Fuck yeah. No way. No way. A small waterfall feeds into the Fountain of Youth in Hambupe. I'm saying that wrong. Whose bright blue, crystal clear water looks almost as good as it tastes. Our weary expedition members claim that bathing in the water refreshed them both physically and mentally, clearing most of the tiredness and all the grime for their minds and bodies. But it did not last long. Only hours after their baths, the tiredness was back, and the water brought in canteens from the lake only quenched their thirst. We actually found the water of life. Holy shit. Where is that at? Oh my god. Yeah, there it is. It's right next to the coastline where we're going to build our colony. In Ambupe. In Ambupe. I can't fucking say it. I'm going to stop trying. That is fucking huge. It is in the depths of the jungles, past the coastline of this strange world. Damn. Holy fuck, we actually found it. Well, if things get worse for us here, we do now have the option, I suppose, to travel to the New World and colonize this region, whereby we would be able to forever bathe in the waters of life. It's a good place for a capital, not gonna lie. Even if it is geographically not the best. Let's pay off more loans too. In Hambupe. First time you've seen it? I don't think I've ever gotten it before. I think maybe like really early on I did, like years ago, but it's been a long time. The one I got semi-recently when I did a single player playthrough is I did get the City of Gold, which was really cool. We're going to recall a diplomat from Castile. And we will bring back our transport ships too. Well. Fuck. Forgot to assign a picture. We are witnessing a shift in power in the Brazil trade node. Alagoas has cemented its standing as a regional trade hub. While gaining the position is nothing to scoff at. History shows that it's often easier to take than to keep. Men are keen for the position and are ready to take action. wherever needed. Yeah, we do, I'm sure, dominate that trade node. No, we don't. Attack Ruhr. Oh boy. We don't technically have a colony there yet, that's why. I know we do. We have one. We'll send another colonist to get the region near it. And in order to get closer to this holy region, we're going to prepare a war against this tribe we've found here. We're going to be morally scrupulous when it comes to colonialization. Our royal family would not bat an eye about, you know, all manners of horrible deeds in the New World. Modern theocracy. We have a new idea group, so it is time for a poll. Folks, what do we think here? Remember? No meta. No meta. It's painful, but no meta. What are we thinking? What ideas would make sense for our family, for our recent history, and for the future of Sardinia? If you give suggestions, I'll put them into the poll, and y'all will get to decide this. We have trade. You look like the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. That's fucking high praise. That's some of the highest praise I think I've ever received. That was a great man. So, damn, that's high praise. I appreciate that. He was my favorite emperor. Meditations is one of my favorite books, actually. I don't know if you ever read that, Enver. It's an amazing book. Short, but he was, I don't know. No, I'm not gonna rant about Marcus Aurelius. I'll be doing that forever. Religious, maritime, trade. What has to do with colonization? I mean, at this point, we have the ideas for maritime would connect to it. Expansion, kind of, but expansion's more meant to be like overland colonization. So I'd say if you really want another colonial one, it'd be probably trade or maritime would fit into that well, I'd say. Maybe administrative, because, you know, administering colonies is very difficult. Mine too, he's based. Yeah, he is. You're from Turkey. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Only Paradox gamers have favorite Roman emperors. That's not fucking true. Have you been to college, man? You're in college, cheese. Our Swedish colleges just like bereft of like the guys who won't shut the fuck up about philosophy. Because those were like all my friends in college. They never shut up about Roman emperors. They did all play Paradox games, now I think about it though. Fuck. Never mind. Maritime. Alright, I'll make a poll then. Third idea group. We have. No, that's a prediction. That's not it. Forgive me. It's early in the morning. That's not true. I stayed up too late. I was up till 5 a.m. last night. Third idea group. Mainly because I'm trying to orchestrate something for today's game in Vic 3. I will be honest. I was up late sending letters. But if it happens, oh boy. Maritime. Not in your college? Your college sounds boring as shit, man. I'm gonna level with you. We had religious. There's another one, I think, right? What did I miss? Maritime, trade, religious. Is that it? Expansionism or exploration? I will add expansionism then. Not in college, but I had some classmates in high school that talked a lot about philosophy. Yeah, good friend group to have. So if you want to beat the papal state at their own game, convert the colonies to Christianity before they can. True. Will Victory Prussia come back? No, it will not. That game is done, unfortunately. That was the ending of it. I also would have liked to go further, but that's when the 1.2 update came out, and we'd gone for a lot of sessions. So, all right, poll is up. I don't think we do any of these reforms, to be honest. So we'll hold off on those. I want to get another contingent to send to the New World. We're going to need troop backup. We don't know how strong these the tribes we've met don't seem to be very powerful, but, you know, Prester John once ruled in Asia, and he was, they say his technology eclipsed that of Europe. You never know what they've got hiding. So we'll be careful here. I just see pirate ships already. Yeah. Oh, wait, are we doing piracy? No, the the British are doing piracy already. Yeah, that's accurate. Speaking of the British. Oh man, that'll take a long time. Yeah. France entered the war. Huh. And Britain. Is Lombardy allied with both of them? Oh my fucking god. Lombardy's allied with France and Britain. There's a diplomat in their history who deserves to be given a statue the size of fucking the Redeemer in Rio. Thank you for the sub, Cam Bam Jam, or Prime. Appreciate that, man. What's up, dude? I was up late doing Diplo as well, and in the early morning hours again, same. It's the problem with these fucking Vic games, man. The RP is a little too encompassing. And with the, especially now with the Game of Thrones RP game starting next week, it's gonna be even worse. The philosophy teacher I had was like, I think 1 or 2 philosophy teachers in like the entire province I live in. Really? Is philosophy just like not a large thing in Swedish education? In the US, philosophy is really big. I mean, philosophy's got a lot of appeal generally to college students, but it's also seen here at least as like the precursor to law. Like typically if you're gonna go into law, you major, not always, but often you major in philosophy because it teaches you, you know, things like logic and much types of thinking and skill sets that are really useful in law. So many people I knew in college who intended to go to law school, they majored in philosophy and took ungodly amounts of logic classes and things like that. I don't know if it's different over there. I consider going to philosophy because there was a time I actually planned to go into law, and then I saw too much of how the sausage was made and decided against it. All right, we have the backup that we require. Whoa, Moravia, the nobility seized power. Rosnada III has allowed the nobility of Moravia to grow too powerful. Now they made their move. Exercising a wide range of privileges and rights granted to them, they've effectively seized the reins of government and turned the count into little more than a puppet. We gotta watch out for that. Trade! All right, trade it is. It's an optional class for some high school education, but not most. Gotcha. Philosophy isn't big in Swedish education. It's the Anglo-American system. Really, hastening. I didn't know that. It's just one of those things I assumed was just like how that was done. It's funny how you just like assume that systems that you're used to that seem natural are just commonplace when they're not. Yeah, it's a huge deal here. Philosophy is considered to be like, it's weird. Philosophy is considered to be like a very prestigious major because like most good colleges, a philosophy program is very rigorous. It's a tough major. It really is. But it's like weird because either it's like people who become like college dropouts or like become like baristas, right? Who want to just read law all day, or they become like lawyers. So it's like really prestigious, but also really not at the same time. It's really odd. It's gonna inspire some burgers. Yes, it is. Vic 3 later. Yes, we will have Vic starting in 3 hours. Speaking of which, god damn it, the Russians need to give me their fucking decision. Maybe the spice levels of my proposal were too much and they've gone into a coma. Okay. Introducing tomatoes to Europe. The tomato was introduced into Europe in the second half of the 16th century, part of the Columbian Exchange. The staple was subsequently conveyed by European mariners to territories and ports throughout the world. Oh, it's a trade good in the mod we have. That's super cool. 100 ducats and 20 prestige. We'll be able to use it to pay off part of our massive debt. Trade ideas. We have to finish exploration first, and then we can start on them. So we have naval, exploration, and trade now. We are very much a maritime kingdom. Our ancestors would be very proud, I think. I've done everything to fix my crashing issues. Unfortunately, I just have to watch the Game of Thrones roleplays. I don't understand why that mod's not working for you, dude. My only other recommend would be to unsubscribe to the mod, exit out of your Steam, restart your Steam, resubscribe to the mod, and then uninstall CK3. I mean, that'd be my only recommendation. We didn't really even really do much other than like discuss various types of philosophies and various historical philosophers. We had 2 actual assignments. Really? Jesus Christ. You do philosophy very, very different. I took several philosophy classes in college and they were very rigorous. Like they were rough. The reading that you had to do was ridiculous. The assignments you had to do was ridiculous. The grading criteria was very fucking harsh. They were hard classes. I think some of the hardest I took in college. I took logic from this one teacher. I forget her name. She was one of the more interesting philosophers, not philosophers. Well, I suppose that's true. She was one of the more interesting teachers I ever had. She was fucking young. She was in her late 20s, but she was like considered a prodigy, I think. No, because I think she even had a Wikipedia page or something. She was like one of the really prominent teachers at the school I went to. And literally a case of someone who's got a massive ego. Like, her ego was the size of the fucking sun, but it was warranted. She was fucking smart. Like, you know, like, we all are used to meeting, I think, intelligent people, right? I'm not gonna circle jerk too hard, but there tends to be some pretty good levels of understanding and intelligence in Paradox gaming circles. Not always, obviously. The Hoi Comp community, for example, is a great example of that not being true. But, you know, there's a good amount of it. There's a big difference, though, between smart people and really smart people. Like, I've been lucky enough to meet and be friends with some, I mean, fucking smart people. And the difference, like, that fucking gap between those two things is so dramatic. And she was one of those people where, like, I don't know. Personally, I just felt levels of respect due to the intelligence. Like, the sharpness of her mind was just ridiculous. But, which is why I did so poorly in that class, it almost failed. Because, Jesus Christ, that was a hard class. But it was interesting. She was fucking good. I think she viewed the class as a waste of time, but she still taught very well. In Sweden, we focus on our majors from the first year of high school. Natural science or social sciences are the biggest division. In uni, almost only courses in your major, really. See, that's a way better system. In America, we have like the business model, right? European school, like college tends to be shorter because you guys focus really in on what you're doing, right? You pick your major, you focus in on it, you get it done. You usually specialize further, not always, and then you go to the job. In America, college is a scam for the most part, and it's used to just make money. So all of our graduation requirements make you take a fuck ton of courses that are unrelated to your major, and I mean way more. I think, for example, my graduation process, I was close. I almost graduated. I was 2 quarters away. I was missing 5 classes, but reasons, which I've talked about many times. But I'd say 3/4 of my course load, I'd say 2/3 of my course load was classes unrelated to my major, which they make you take to just make you stay in college longer, pay more money, and fuck you. It sucks. My philosophy class, I had a very interesting mix. We discussed political philosophy throughout most of history mainly, but I vividly remember one of the assignments was to define what language was. Like a dumbass, I picked math. Still got an A. Hell yeah. Language is an interesting concept, though. There's my favorite take on that is from, oh man, what's his name? He wrote, it was called Tacitus, I think. I used to be so into philosophy. It's been years, though. He was Russell's fucking prodigy. What the fuck was his name? Wittgenstein. Wittgenstein, I think it's called Tacitus. Tractatus Logico-Philosophicus. Yeah. It's a really interesting book. Not book. It's a treatise. It's fairly short, just incredibly dense, though. He is very tough to read, for me personally. But, like, I was interested in it because in this... I'll link it really quickly if y'all are interested in these sorts of things. If not, don't worry about it. But it breaks down language and concepts into like a really super basic rudimentary level, which allows you to kind of, I don't know, it gives you a really interesting perspective on the use of any form of organization, but especially language. Really good read if you're interested in that kind of thing. There's for gymnasium essentially 2 types of program. There's the one that prepare you for college and the one that gets you ready for work. Yeah, you guys are really upfront about, you know, listen, you're gonna go further and you're not, and you're gonna deal with it. In America, high school pretends that everyone's gonna go to college, when in reality, the school counselors only groom certain people for it, really. True as well, there are so many programs, I think it's too early for people to choose. People are still limited for their choices. I agree. Is there forward progress in philosophy, or is it just finding out your own point of view? I mean, that really depends, I guess, on your perspective. Philosophy does come up with, I suppose the most practically useful systems in philosophy are analytical in many ways, in the sense that philosophy allows you tools by which to look at problems. Notably, that's useful in scientific research, right? I think, man, there's people who would kill me who I used to talk to about this kind of stuff, but in my opinion, philosophy's primary, like, use in terms of utilitarian purposes would be analytical systems and manners for looking at theoretical concepts, right? So there's philosophical systems that have been developed, which are used now by scientists in order to better deal with like theoretical research and things like that. That's like the more practically useful stuff. And that is evolving. I mean, that is always changing and being pushed further. And personally, I think philosophy is most useful for how we kind of define systems and define values isn't the right word. I'm just going to go with systems because it gives you really unique and useful ways of looking at things, but that is more philosophical. I guess it's less practical in application, but I think meaning is a useful thing for anyone, and philosophy is really good at giving you new ideas on that. And there's a lot of really good modern stuff. I mean, the heyday of philosophy is, I'd say, dead, in my opinion, but it still is going. I mean, there's new stuff being involved with it, of course. Yeah, throughout my entire education, we didn't touch anything like philosophy. That's sad, man. Closest we came was studying people like MLK or Gandhi. Well, that's very far away. Damn. The former type is stuff like economy and social sciences, the latter tier philosophy stuff, physical stuff like labor, construction, industry. Yeah, but at least you guys do like more, I don't know, what's the word? Less barbaric construction and labor. You actually have labor standards and you tend to use tools that are like not from 100 years ago. Philosophy was pretty straightforward to me. Case in the first class, proceeded to debate the teacher for an hour, then promptly kicked me out for the rest of the year. The fuck did you say, Escova? Jesus. One thing I realized looking back at the philosophy was the caliber of the ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, were since many of their core thoughts are still highly relevant today. Oh yeah. Early philosophers were just ridiculously further ahead than their time period, which I think is so cool because it shows you the power of the human mind. I mean, they had none of the tools that we have to, I don't know, look at the world, right? I mean, we have practical tools that allow us to get, you know, proper data on things that allow us to give good conclusions. They had nothing like that. I mean, there were basic mathematical principles and things like that, but for the most part, it was just dudes hanging out in togas, coming up with random ideas and shit. And they got close on some things they had no business getting close on. So, I agree. Fucking wild, man. Alright, we'll explore the rest of the Caribbean Sea. We are still playing the mega campaign. Y'all got me monologuing! You received news of your marshal's activities in Sassari. It appears he has been spreading ill winds about your rule, encouraging disloyal among the peasantry. That's traitorous behavior if I've ever fucking heard it. We'll go for the cavalry combat ability. Barsone d'Italia. Nothing bad, it's just the teacher was incredibly petty and could not stand getting a run for his money in front of the rest of the class. That's fucking weird. Do you know in ancient Greece, you were required to study 10 years of math before being allowed to pursue philosophy? This is due to the idea that math improved logical thinking to prep for philosophy. I did not. But that is incredibly true. I assume you specifically mean in like one of the actual schools that they had for philosophical thinking, right? Lack of demand for books. Sativa has long lived off the locally produced books, but lately they've been forced to sell their products at reduced prices. If this is due to the temporary whims of fashion or a more permanent change, it's hard to say. People are not reading. Goddamn. Educate yourself. Yeah. They weren't really big, to be fair, but they did produce a ridiculous amount of really good philosophy. All right, Lombardy has succeeded in their war. They have, I think, taken Venice. Yes. They broke their alliance? They rivaled us! They won Valencia? What the fuck do you mean they won Valencia? This is monkey AI, but we're gonna roll with it. It appears, after several wars fought alongside Sardinia, Lombardy has at last, getting powerful enough to no longer need us, and having great allies in Britain and France, decided to throw off all ties to Sardinia, who they view as a dying power and one which they will not help put afloat. Given we're also allied with a pope and they now have designs on larger regions in Italy, Queen Valeria, first of her name, has cut all ties with our dynasty and with our nation. That is fucking wild. We are dropping allies like flies. Like, who do we have left? The Papal State? The Papal State. Okay, yeah, we only have the Papal State left. Hold on. We gotta do a think here. This is getting out of hand. This is bad. I know I've been saying that for like 3 sessions straight, but it's true and it's getting worse. We could ally Vladimir. That is something we can do. But that would probably piss off the oh god. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh. Oh, man. Ah. Okay. Give me a minute. Fuck. Ah! Holy shit. This is not good. This is not good at all. I usually have a plan. At the moment, for the first time in I think this whole game, I don't have a plan. That's not good at all. Oh. Okay. I also need to think about like what our king would be fucking thinking right now. I mean, Castoro is 20. He's young. He came of age underneath the burghers and their power. Maritime and mercantile practices are supreme in Sardinia. We have seen our alliances crumble to nothing. France betrayed us. Lombardy, I believe, our oldest remaining ally, betrayed us. The Papal State, we hear whispers that they're considering dropping their alliances with us, which is seen now to be as more of a hindrance than a help. And we are quickly finding ourselves with no friends in an increasingly hostile and warlike Europe. Ooh. He is well advised. So that means the burghers and the clergy, but primarily the burghers, would be giving him advice, which means he would take that into account more than anything else. What would the burghers be thinking in this time period? They're practical. They prioritize. Double down on the New World? That's what I'm thinking. Okay. We're gonna do something radical. I'm just getting my thoughts collected so I can convey this in a reasonable manner. Okay. Alright, I know where we're gonna go. In the court of King Castoro, surrounded by advisors, which everyone in Sardinia knows are made up almost entirely of the various trading guilds, maritime practices, and trading companies that now dominate Sardinia Corsica. It's been a long time since the days of Lissandro, when harsh and centralized rule was supreme in Sardinia Corsica. The traders have a generation have been advocating for radical change in Sardinia. They see the New World and the wealth that is abundant there, and that of Eastern Asia, or whatever this may be, to be of pinnacle concern, and as such, have been lobbying the king since he was a child at the age of 5 for a radical change. Their suggestion is that there is an entire pivot out of the affairs of Europe, and in order to have a fresh start, they are advocating for new allies, new systems, and new priorities. The wealth of Asia we now know unequivocally to be vast. The Ming are an expanding power whose colonies are already well past our own. The wealth there, if we could enter into markets, would be beyond belief. In addition to that, with none of the other major Western powers going colonial, never mind, the French are, and the Spanish, and the British. I take that back. With Western Europe beginning to catch up to us with exploration, the traders have advocated for radical change. Sardinia currently finds itself with no major allies, and with Castoro entirely under their control, they have gotten his agreement for an extreme change. In this agreement, the alliance with the papal state will be formally broken, and the powers of the clergy begun to be taken away. In addition to this, they have called for the selling of the last of the Iberian territories to the Castallans in order to show up any potential wars that may exist with Europe's pinnacle empire in the future. So I'm going to sell them those provinces. They advocate for several alliances moving forward, which our diplomats will attempt to get. Primarily that is with Britain, an old ally, a good trading partner, and a nation that's now beginning to see colonial affairs in a light similar to our own. With their own designs in Northern Europe, there is less conflicting interest, and a good partner could be found there. In addition, they have advocated for a rebuilding of relations with the heathens of Vladimir. With the clergy formally pushed out of power in Sassari, it is now the prerogative of our king and our court to pursue any alliance for more practical means. And we will be pursuing, similar to a treatise that has come out in Italy speaking about the more practical nature of politics written by a statesman in Florence, we will pursue alliances in politics purely for practical and political purposes. No longer will we let morality and religiosity affect our decision making. We will then be pursuing an alliance with Vladimir, and if we can attain it, hopefully admission and acceptance to send ambassadors and establish a presence in the imperial court in Beijing, giving ourselves a connection there through the tribes that we once fought, as well as the great heathen armies of Vladimir. And lastly, we will formally give up our last remaining connection with the House of Hellas, which no longer even carries our name, and we will pursue alliance and good cooperation with the Orthodox state Anatolican. So, what is happening effectively RP-wise is that the burghers are now in total power. The clergy is going to be completely ousted. I'm going to go ahead and do that too, which will cause us problems, but I don't care. And we will give the burghers more privileges. Land of commerce. And we'll give them new war charters as well. And we'll give them control over monetary policy. Actually, no. I don't want them to go in complete control. It's 80% you can't get to, right? No, 100%. We'll do private trade fleets instead. We'll do that. All right. So we are effectively more or less now run by the burghers and the trading guilds, and they have really almost total power over the king. He still has large degrees of centralized power, but given he was brought up with them, it's a case I feel as more like Castoro not only agrees with them because he's a smart enough man to give good advice. They are giving him good advice, of course, but he also was raised under their tutelage. So in many ways, he would identify heavily with them. I would imagine that he wouldn't really see them so much as a separate entity. More so, he would see them as his close confidants and members of his core ruling circle. So to him, what he's doing is completely reasonable and will be largely under their influences from here on out. So, There we go. 90 is a really bad one, though. Some leeway is good. It can increase with events. Gotcha. Thank you, hastening. Well, we are just shy of 90, so let's send out the trading fleet. And then let's send out our ambassadors as soon as we get this Casus Belli. None of Western Europe is colonizing, except all of them. Yes, exactly. It's great. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, we need 20. Then we can go. For our rivals, we will declare Lombardy. And we will keep it there for now. Yeah. Given the breakdown of relations with Lombardy and our radical shift away from the politics of northern Italy, we will see now Queen Valeria as a pinnacle rival and one that we will seek to outmaneuver in all things. Our free trade policies are forcing our merchants to become more innovative. One in particular looks like he could become a great man. That's really good. We're going to actually give him power. Antonia Kisa Esenari. We're going to get rid of the clergy too. They are both shit. Let's see if we can find a new one. Oh, good. All right. Cool. So generally speaking, we're shifting way more to trade. We're going to be focusing purely on colonialism and trade from here on out. In Europe, as soon as I sell our territories in Castalla, we're going to work on really no wars there, unless we get dragged into things, and then we may. But that's about it. Oh, well, we're going to get fucking paid, though. God damn. We will get fucking paid. This will allow us to pay off our debt too, which is absolutely massive. So this actually does make a lot of sense for us to do, frankly. Our ancestors are looking up from hell and cursing us with everything they can possibly imagine right now. Can you imagine the curse words coming out of Lysandro as he's being tortured by the devil? My God. Alliance with Orthodox too. Yeah, all those Catholic zealot kings would not be happy. No, they would not. When the burghers want some kind of rich Italian lands in the Papal States, they might. If it goes that way, we'll do it. But I'm gonna kind of see how that goes from here on out. Like we are doing a radical shift. Don't get me wrong, but I will take it semi-slow. We'll get a trading focus so the traders will also have influence over our son too. So basically, the way I'm gonna play this is until we get a king who's really fucking strong and really like independent, we're gonna just kind of be under their rule. Barring anything else that radical that may happen. So our kings are effectively going to be more or less puppets of the burghers for now. I think given everything that happens, that's a pretty reasonable turn of events. Yes, he is a puppet, absolutely. Not an incompetent one, but he is a puppet. More books demanded than Zativa. Beautiful. See if we can sell another one. No, not yet. Let's break our alliance with the Pope. They did not like that. Her Majesty the Queen Consort is, of course, a constant companion and good advisor in her own right. However, apart from her role as Queen Consort, is also a representative of the Crown of the Savelli House and vice versa. Today, Sia seems to be pleased to announce that her family has decided to show its support for the throne and for the union of Castoro and Sia. An even better trader that we cannot afford. We will refuse to help. Monastic orders seize power in Champasic. If war starts with the Pope, I forgot either their African lands or Sicily. Yeah, we do have a lot to gain by fighting them, not gonna lie. But, I mean, we are still a religious country. We're not gonna just run to attack them, right? Alright, a deliberative assembly. We can go for, we can't do parliaments. Loyalty's not enough high. We can do aristocratic court, general estates, states general, legacy of constitutionalism. The status and the monarchists. Oh. Oof. For anyone who knows EU4 really well, if we go down the States General route, I understand that the monarchists can go out of power, but will they always retain our house? Because I will go for the States General if this will retain the House of Torres. If it doesn't, we'll go for something else. I just don't know this stuff well enough. No? So it could be other royal families then. In that case, we can't go it. That's a real shame. That would be super interesting. I am almost tempted still to do it, because this is an RP game, and I am happy to bend mechanics. And I can always edit the last name in the save files, too. What I'm thinking here that is interesting is that potentially with the rise of the burghers and the puppet status we now have for our kings, it would be really cool to kind of have an ongoing kind of system where the more independent, pro-republic, non-monarchist faction, the monarchists are constantly going back and forth. And the way that we could do that is just like anytime the monarchists get power, I'll just literally change it to be a Torres. So the family will always be the same, but we'll still allow for that kind of behavior. So for example, if the statists get powerful, can you still get the monarchists to get back in power? Is that like a thing? Because then I could just rename whoever the fuck it is, right? I don't mind doing that. Because again, I don't want the mechanics to limit the RP here. Okay, we can do that. So what I'm thinking then is that what we're going to get to do is, among the many reforms the burghers will do with their puppet king, is to implement a system whereby they give broad powers to the non-centralized bureaucracy that typically has made up the power in Sardinia and Corsica. So what that will allow us to do is to effectively have two factions which will constantly push for power in Sardinia, which I think will be interesting, accurate, and allow for some interesting stuff moving into Vic 3. So we'll form more of a constitutional monarchy to a degree, and we'll be able to play off those power dynamics. So we're going to do that. Cool. Yep. Monarchists versus statists. And there's Chancellor. God damn it. Can I change the title in the save files, or does it make you keep it as Chancellor? If we have to run with it, I will. I'm just, again, RP-wise, he'll still be the king. And he will always be the king effectively. Like, there will always be a royal family, so sorry, barring reform in, like, Vic 3 or something, but still. That IDK. He counts as statism at the moment. I see. So if we... And we can't push it in either way. That's interesting. So if it goes more towards monarchism, will the title change? Reminds me of the hats and the caps during the Age of Liberty in Sweden. That I know nothing about. Well, regardless, we'll just say moving forward that there will always be a royal family. So the House Torres will be in power. I'll RP that out constantly in our decision making and stuff like that. But we may get a chancellor from the status who basically is in control of our government from here on out, I think, is the way that we're going to run with this. Which is a radical change, but, I mean, this last 20-year period has been just radical. With the fall of Castalla, the last of our strong monarchs really died. It may come back, but, tough to say. Interesting. All right. And also, I'm not opposed for us getting rid of this in the future, right? You can do reforms to get rid of these things, I think, and go to another one. If not, I'll do a save edit. So, again, I will not let mechanics stop us from doing interesting stuff. So, at this point, the burgher faction and the more, the nobles and the individuals who have made themselves rich through the modern trade period and colonialism have effectively massive wealth and power in government now. If you remember at the start of this game, we had, I think, like 80% of the estate land. That's gone. We still have a lot, 42. The burghers have 20, the nobility 24, and the clergy have 12. So things are very different now than they used to be. You can change it. Good. Good. Here we go. The strengthening of the status has forced Castilla to accept the election of a new chancellor. Both the status and monarchists have put forward a candidate. And we will go... Oh, it's going to be a new guy. We'll go Berzoni the second. And we'll give the status power. So what I am going to use this as RP-wise is effectively Barzone Serra is the leader of the burghers. He's the one who's basically been grooming... Never mind, he's 19. He's been put in charge, generally speaking. 19-year-old super chancellor. Jesus Christ. He's basically like a trading savant. Probably a son of a noble family who has effectively got power over our government. Now, Castor III is still our king, and he still rules in name and in practice. He still has a lot of power, but effectively, Barzone is the one who has powers. How we'll do this. So, yep. We'll go with this in a while and see how it goes. I think it's interesting, and given that they've seized power, it's about right. Cool. Traveling minstrel will allow him into our court, more stability. And let's see about breaking or selling another province to the Castellans. Oh, they need more money. We'll wait till they have more money and then we'll sell the rest of them. We're from a long line of, we're an entrepreneur, literally. So we'll wait till we can get a better deal of Castalla. We've sent ambassadors who have made it clear we intend to sell the lands there, but we're not going to do it for fucking nothing. They're going to pay. They will pay us well if they would like that land. Berzana Serra, the Caesar Borgia of Sardinia. Pretty much, yeah. The Serra family. We're gonna make them like one of the influential trading families. I wish there was factions, like, in family factions and stuff. That'd be so cool. So it's the Chancellor now instead? Heir of a great merchant family, yes. Holy RP, a monarch dying and a new one coming to the throne, or is that done in the game somehow? No, it won't be. He was 20 years old right now. That's a good question. How do I want to do that? Okay. Truckanero, I trust you extensively because you tend to watch these and you've done a really good job with the lore. Would you be willing to do me a favor here? I will not keep track of this because I have to play the game and I'm streaming and I will lose track of things. So if you're willing, would you be willing to like monitor and do something for me? So currently the king is 20 years old, Castor III. Would you be willing to keep track of his age and how old he is, and every 5 years roll like a d20, and if he gets like an 18 to 20, he dies and we get a new monarch, and then we'll like roll stats for him or something like that is how we'll do this. And then once he gets past 50, let me know, and like every 5 years we'll roll like a 50-50 chance he dies. We could do that if you're willing to do that, or if someone else would be willing to do that. You can do that? All right, I appreciate it, man. So you're basically kind of then can keep track of Castor III, and we'll kind of have things with that. All right, that system I think should work. So let me know if he dies, or let me know anything like that. And so when he does die, we'll roll his stats. I'll do like a 1d6 for each of the stats that he'd normally get, and then we'll keep track of their age as well. And then I can edit that into the save file if we do get him back in any capacity. That's how we're gonna do this, I think. Cool. I appreciate you doing that, Trucker Nero. That'll work. I really want to set the Papal State as our rival, but we're not going to do that quite yet. I can also grant you editor permissions for the family tree. Oh yeah, for the wiki, right, Susie? I do need to sit down and properly work out and do a bunch of that myself. All right, we have a diplomat in Britannia. We will get our claim on the tribes and Tupinamba. And then we will declare the war as soon as we can. We can immediately. All right, the first thing Chancellor Barzone Serra will do, after speaking extensively Castor III, they see eye to eye. Castor was given a trading education. He grew up in many ways with the Chancellor, and they both see eye to eye on the importance of colonialism and trade in the New World. And as such, they'll be pursuing a very, very aggressive policy with regards to the tribes there, starting with just unequivocally the annexation of this tribe. Oh, Family Echo. Can you link it to me, Susie? I have to leave the stream to DM a D&D session, for sure. If there's anyone else who's willing to keep track of it too, if we put it on like on the family page or on the wiki page, that'd work really well. Paganism. Given our breaking from the clerch and our move to a more secular government to a degree, we're going to allow pagan influence. Let's defeat their army first here. Rudolfo cannot stay away from battle. We need to test the mettle of these people and see if they are as strong as... Nope, they are not. Never mind. There was worry that they might be stronger than they at first appeared to be, but that is not the case at all. We'll work on catching up on our Diplo tech, and then we're going to go through our ideas again. I'm also going to do a full-on shift towards diplomatic power. So we'll be able to catch up on all that stuff. Royal marriage. We can actually still do royal marriages, though. We'll do one with Tuscany. Castoro will have had his son, and he's betrothed to a member of the Tuscany royal family. Just cursed as fuck to say, but... Airline of South American Sea. We'll do that. The Papal State. How much inflation do we have? We're actually not doing bad on it, but we could really get that down. Monetary policy for someone like Sarah would be important, so we'll forgive usury with the church. The mercantile interest has lobbied for expansion of mercantilist policies. We're considering an expansion of these policies to see if they would be beneficial to our nation. And we get mercantilism. The growing power of the burghers has led to individuals from within their ranks to seek their fortunes in areas traditionally dominated by other groups. The sons of mid to low prominence families of the burghers now have education and the ambition to match the more privileged classes, and as a result, an increasing number of them are now being employed as administrators, lawyers, officers, as well as in any other positions traditionally dominated by another estate. The burghers still feel they are being unduly held back by the archaic rights and privileges of another era, but their adversaries are growing very wary of the current unnatural social mobility. Unless we do something to risk losing the support of the privileged class, but we will withdraw support from the burghers. We will, of course, back them. We must not stand in the way of these new men. So, yeah, the clergy and nobility are absolutely furious and molding right now, but they are really losing any control they effectively have in Sassari. I think they differ a little, we can talk about it later. How's the colonies? Good, we have 2 of them, and fuck, uprising. No, it's not an uprising. That is the other tribe. Where are they at? Really deep inside. We'll deal with their army. We can't allow them to raid our colonies like this. The usury is a sin, a greedy way of stealing money from hardworking peasants and laborers, and thus, most people look down on those who work it, as well as those who associate themselves with such sinners. One of the court priests has gotten rather worked up about this, and has started to speak about how we will fall from God's grace if we continue such works. Too bad. Good, we beat the army. Let's get the colony back in Alagoas, and then we'll siege out this tribe's holdings. Shipyards. We get more and more promoted culture as well, I think, right? Yes. We can either go with Algerian or Moroccan. Given that we're about to have no Andalusian bonus culture, we'll also be able to do both, I think, actually. I think about it. We have a Renaissance genius. We will put him into a polymath of riverways, which will allow us to reduce our diplomatic cost, so we can speed up the process of catching up in terms of our naval technologies. Bribes growing more accepted. What is the difference between an honest man and a fool? The fool doesn't know he's being swindled. So goes an increasingly common saying in Sardinia. That's not good. The burghers are allowing a lot of corruption. I'm sure the chancellor would really want to crack down on that, though. Again, he's an entrepreneur. The social mobility him and his family have seen in the last decade is unparalleled, and they'd, I'm sure, want to protect what they have. Why do they need corruption when they have really effective, almost total power? What is this shift in burgher control most comparable to IRL? That's a good question. Does anyone have like a good comparison? The Pope is incredibly strong in Africa. We're also no longer allied to him. We currently, at present, have no allies, by the way. Just a heads up. None at all. We are in a very worrying situation. No one will ally us. Oh, man. Well, Thuringia would ally us. Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely want to ally Lithuania. That's a good start. When we are not at war, of course. Are you still ahead in the Navy? No, we lost that long ago. Our Navy is, quality-wise, the best undoubtedly in the world, but it is behind in tech, and it is way less in number than our adversaries. I'll show you the naval build-up comparison here. So we have 19 heavy ships. Castalla has 27, Britannia has 25. So we simply cannot compete. I mean, our quality is high enough, there is a chance we could, but it would be difficult. Improvements in naval technology. More inflation, but we'll handle that if we get an edge here. We really need to catch up. We are actually losing a lot of money now. Why the fuck are we doing that? Oh, because corruption's so high. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Our economy is really not in good shape, all things considered. I mean, not surprising in many ways, but fuck. Cosmopolitan nobility. Oh, well, this is going to be a very different answer for us. The diplomatic marriages with Vladimir, a pagan kingdom, of which we've talked about. They're very hardy, strong people. One which our traders are growing closer and closer with as our grain imports from the fertile region of the Crimea grow. And as such, we're going to turn a blind eye. In fact, we will send an ambassador to the court of Vladimir. Here we go. Oh, tomatoes. Nice. Hell yeah. Maybe we'll be the ones to discover pizza. That's an actual event now, so we might. Still empowering RP, but a trader is in charge. Yes. So what has happened is I took the reform for statists and monarchists. So there's a system pushing between the statists, who I'm going to call like the burghers, who are like getting some minor Republican ideas, and then the monarchists who support absolute rule. We are still a monarchy, effectively, but the chancellors, the burghers, and the statists are in power right now. That's how we're doing this. Oh, our trading advisor is Jewish. Nice. Hell yeah. All right, we will do an exploration of the Atlantic South Coast. We'll find the rest of this. We have to be getting close to the Spice Islands. Honestly, this island is massive. Maybe this is Japan. Who knows? But regardless, we have to be getting close to the Spice Islands. It's just around the bend. Must be. And the maps clearly state that we're going to get to it, unless we fall off the earth, of course. But such matters have been clearly disproven. Wonderful. They actually had a ship. That's embarrassing. Our transport fleets fought a brutal battle, to be sure. Are we gonna have to go siege out their fucking allies? We will not. Beautiful. They have retreated into the Fountain of Youth and in Hambupe. That is where the Fountain of Youth is. The water of life. We cannot have them taking such a thing. We will need to pursue them into the interior as soon as we can. And we have won the war in the colony. We will therefore leave a small garrison force. And Rodolfo di Pesana will go back to searching for the City of Gold. Though the waters of life, the Fountain of Youth, is a marvel beyond belief. It is the City of Gold that Sardinia seeks more than anything else. Oh, Britain! Arguin is being colonized by the British. Fuck, I thought they were going to go to North America, but they may not. That is worrying. Let's seek an alliance with the Lombardians. We're going to be able to get an alliance with Vladimir. Alright, it's looking like our future allies are going to be Lotharingia, Vladimir, Anatolia Khan is hostile, so they will not. We cannot rebuild relations with them. Hesse would be a good option as well if we can get back to it. The Amazons and Paratsinga. There are two small tribes with a very special arrangement. The women live by themselves, far from the men but they only allowed to visit them a couple times each year. Any boy fathered this way is returned to the father, and the girls are kept by the women. If approached at any other time that is appointed, the women will defend themselves with bows and arrows. The men of this strange tribe are currently preparing for another visit and have invited the male expeditions to join them. Sure. We'll learn about these customs. And perhaps these are the ones who once help out the defenders of Troy. Who knows? Long time ago. Alright, let's go ahead and get the rest of the South Atlantic coast. A royal marriage with Frangia, yes. 9 horses died from eating poisonous plants, and the expedition was forced to leave behind 2 more who were near death. A cursed place, with only poisonous plants and venomous animals. We've called it the Poisonous Rock. How's their treasury looking? Let's see what we can get out of them now. Even less. Jesus Christ, they're impoverished. Are they in debt or something? Tough to say. They might be going to South Africa. Yeah, they probably are, realistically. I would like to get there too, but the Asia is our priority right now. Oh, Mesacharix? Okay, we can't get any more. We will train one of these. Jesus Christ, France is fighting the Papal States. The Salzburgian humiliation of France. Fuck him. Bourgogne died out. Oh my god, it's House Salian. They're still around? Does anyone remember this royal family? Does anyone remember that name? Anyone remember who's currently now on the throne of France? Yes, they are. That's the old rulers of the Holy Roman Empire. House Salian ruled the Holy Roman Empire for almost all of CK3. We almost ousted their dynasty. It was Lysandro's war that broke up the HRE, where we got a matrilineal marriage on the man who took the throne. We were going to put House Torres on the throne of the HRE, but instead, our daughter never had any male heirs, so House Salian survived. And now, they are in charge of France. God damn. That's fucking wild. He's also an entrepreneur, or she is, rather. That's super fucking interesting. God damn. So how many loans do we still have left? We have none. We've repaid all our loans. Huh. God damn. The natives whisper and throw evil glances towards the still water. They say that there is a spirit there in the form of a great serpent or monster. They claim that the spirit ambushes canoes on the surface, pulling them to a watery grave. We'll go around it. Just not, you know, walk straight into it. What the fuck? Y'all seeing this? What the fuck? How did that even happen? Is there an event or something? I've never seen something like that before. Like, I've never seen that. The only way I've ever played Hellenic in EU4 is like when I've done custom countries or custom religions. Was that a paganism event? Yeah. We have been having paganism events. Oh shit! We tolerated them at court. That was a whole event. I didn't fucking read it. There's fucking Hellenic traders in our court. I think we even got a modifier for it. Yeah, pagan influence. There's an obvious direction to go now, isn't there? There's a very obvious path forward given recent events. Who was the greatest trading kingdom, the greatest trading nation of the ancient world? Anyone remember what their name was? Well, Phoenicia, yeah. But what was their great legacy? The legacy of Phoenicia. Fucking Carthage, you're goddamn right. Carthago. Diest? Is that what it is? Oh. Oh, man. Now, the question is... No, we can't. I can edit it, though. We can RP it. Well, fuck. Okay. So, RP-wise, what this is going to be. So we had an event that basically talked about the fact our court now had a lot of influence from powerful factions who were pagan. In the past, we didn't allow them any influence or any control at all, right? Because we were moderately, I wouldn't say controlled, but heavily more under the influence of the clergy and the Pope in Rome. That's gone now. Their influence is completely expelled from Sassari. And secularism is beginning to take hold in relative degrees, and as such, pagans are tolerated. Tunis, which is the pinnacle trading port in North Africa for our nation, right? This is the hub of trade deeper into Africa, as well as a trading point to go further east and west. It has come under the control of a number of powerful trading families who have, through the combination of various religions in North Africa and a distaste towards the Pope in recent times, taken up pagan ways and begin to worship the Hellenic gods of old. Notably, this probably has come about due to the fact that they've been excavating the ruins of ancient Carthago, of which Tunis was once the capital. Old Carthage's capital was right here. And as such, there's been a rebirth into the old ways. Many families, in the beginning it was more of a fashion. Minor nobles and sons and daughters of prominent wealthy families began to worship old gods, which had not had any worshippers in a long time. But as that proceeded, and the ruins, the extent of what Carthago once was, and as hostility with mainland Italy and the church began to grow, it became more than just a fad. It became outright a religion. At this point, many of the noble families, trading families, and commoners in Tunis are actively practicing Hellenic faith and worshiping the old Greek gods, of which now outnumber those who worship the faith. Now, the Pope demanded that we get rid of them. He demanded that we go in, and if it was any of our ancestors, such as Lysandro, such as Castoro the Great, we would have purged them with fire. But this is not their Sardinia even more. This is one of a much more modern sort, and as such, in his wisdom, Chancellor Barzone Serra rejected the attempts by the Pope for such a thing, and not only that, but many of his good friends and prominent traders in Sassari, our capital, now worship these Hellenic gods themselves, and their influence is beginning to grow. All right, we'll go with market halls. That's fucking cool, man. Like, this is why I fucking love mega campaigns. The shit that happens is just crazy. Yeah, I mean, if we're actively tolerating pagans, we would really begin pursuing alliances with anyone who we would see it as useful with. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy, man. Alrighty. Carracks and caravels. We can upgrade our ships. We have a higher colonial range, and we can study technologies. We only have the flute, and then we'll be completely caught up and can begin to work on our ideas for trade and exploration. Byzantium fell in 1453. Western Rome fell in 476. In this timeline, they fell to the Mongols. Anatolikon are the heirs of Byzantium. Some members of the nobility have come forward before the chancellor with a proposal. Desperate for more lands and titles, they look towards envy, with envy towards the clergy, who own considerable land. They asked to transfer church lands to them in return for large cash contributions. 20 years of reduced tax modifiers. No, we wouldn't allow for that. All right, we need to build a workshop somewhere. Where was it? In Marrakesh. What is produced there? Dyes, probably. Should be. Sugar. All right, we have completely found the southern coastline, and still no Spice Islands to be found. We'll need to go even further west. Pacific South America. New waters. Ooh. Another tribe has forayed far too close to us here. And the tribe became, the colony became independent there. Good! Let's link up our holdings in Bahia, which we've taken from the heathens in Sergipe. A strengthening of status has forced Bozone to accept the election of a new chancellor. We'll keep the status. Castor the Fourth. Yeah, our dear friend is out, but another burger is in power now. Chancellor Castor the Fourth Malapiero. Let's see what he gets. He's 21. Man, all of our chancellors are super young. A web weaver. He plotted himself into power, it seems. Alright, so higher developed colonies would make sense. Converted merchants would make a lot of sense. That we're probably going to go for here, I'd say. Yeah. We'll go with converted merchants. Since you had similar ability... Oh, that's not it. Does not give us a description? We'll just go with it that we're basically tolerating heathen merchants is what this will be. So our lands have given access to a number of very skilled, very prominent traders who many in Europe would not allow any power or any trading due to their heresy. But for us, who are continuing to move further towards secularism, we tolerate them and are bearing fruit from such a thing. What are we going to do with this extra trader? Savoyer. Yeah, the friendship with the Pope is absolutely gone. Nobles looked at the Prince of Sardinia. Belief in the virtue of hereditary power, they are just molding and coping right now, is what this is. Because they've lost all their power. Power tends to be strong among those who have themselves inherited their power. Local nobles in Sardinia don't see that connection, argue that they wish to see the House of Malapiero in power as grounded in their concern for national unity. Governing those who don't believe in what we are trying to achieve is not easy. Sometimes direct conflict cannot be avoided. No, we'll reinforce the power of the statists. Oh, they rose up in Sassari proper. Unacceptable. Send the armies. Foster trade centers. Sure. We'll develop the trade center in Tunis as well. These are just chancellors, so they wouldn't get numerals, even if they get shared names of previous merchants. I think it's probably more supposed to mean, I'll take it as more that the family just uses the name as well. The names of our royal family are just super common with the nobility and with wealthy families. Construction running over budget. The architect had presented the most beautiful plans. The stonemason had cut the most beautiful stone. The workers had asked for the most beautiful price. Alas, now it turns out that the marvel of modern engineering we have constructed was a marvel for a reason. Plans have had to be changed, more material is needed, and the entire construction takes longer than expected. With the project running out of money, something has to be done if we want such a huge pile of rubble in the sinless Sassari. God damn it. We'll reorganize. No Brevoy. I think logically they would want either Castor's power restored or him deposed. Yeah. Absolutely. It's another noble family is what it is. Send our diplomat back to, did we go all the way to max? We will see. An alliance with Vladimir would be cataclysmic for Europe. That would be a drastic change. And we did take loans. That fucking sucks. Takrura's rival us. We'll rival them back. They're that great west tribe off the western coast of Africa. We will pay off our loans before we go further. Our economy is really contracted. Look at that. I want to see the graph. It's going to be painful, but I want to see it. Economy, I think. Fuck. Oh, man. Ooh. Look at that. Yep, that's about right. What are they at war with? Oh no, Spain went to war? They're going to war the whole Caribbean? Oh my god, Spain's about to have a huge colony. We fucked up. That's bad. They're gonna own Cuba when this war is done. South America is gonna be where we're gonna really have to focus in on, I think, here. And whatever. If we fucking find the Spice Islands, maybe. God damn it, where the hell are they? Well, we'll go ahead and do the Pacific South American coast. You could roll for the air, too. We could, yeah. How will we name the trading colony in this distant land? That's a very good question. Who has a good name for the colony that we're going to be founding here? It will be a trading one, of course. In South America. The first one off the coastline. New Sardinia. What we found the water, like the fountain of youth there, right? Let me see if I can find a translator to Sardinian. Sardinian translator. We can call it like the youthful land or something. Youthful land. Youthful. Oh, I got a good one. Alright, I have to use a really janky translator because no one speaks Sardinia. Well, commonly at least. New Spice Islands. I'm thinking, I'm translating Land of the Undying into Sardinian, like the actual language. I want to see if it sounds good. The Newfoundlands. Big land. Castoro's land, that's not bad. This translator is, I think, having a minor stroke. Bear with me. Are you gonna work there, bud? Alright, let's try this again. Land of the Undying. Terra di Soci Mortis. Terra being land, and Mortis being immortal. What do we think about this? I'll copy and paste it into the chat. So this is Sardinian for Land of the Undying. Kind of like that, not gonna lie. Terra di Castor, Land of Castor. That's good too. Land of Castor. We'll do a poll. All right, what do we got so far? I'll do a poll. We'll do it that way. Terra di Castoro. All right, we'll go with these. Oh. Cool. Mr. Soto lives. I believe he is 10 right now. Yes. All right. They're sieging out the capital. We'll send in the army and deal with them. Upstart nobles. We're going to put them in their place. They'll remember this next time they try to revolt against our great state. And there it is. All right, so in the lore, what we're going to do is we're going to betroth one of the many daughters of Emperor Nakasha the fourth Pra, to the son and heir of King Castalla, who is yet but a young child. I think we'll do it that. Oh my God, are they fighting France? No, they're fighting Sweden. What the fuck? How is Sweden that strong? Oh, there's a coalition against them. It's a coalition war on Vladimir. That does make sense. Oh boy, they're gonna get really cut down to size here. Yet again, us choosing ourselves a very good ally who's gonna decline and fall. The unholy Vladimirian Sardinian alliance, yes. The Pope, I'm sure, has publicly condemned our actions, to be honest. Like, my God, that would be unpopular. Curious to see if we're gonna get a Netherlands this game as well. Beautiful. We have a claim upon the region this tribe has retreated into. Well, let's bring back Rodolfo. When is our truce done with him? 7 years. God damn. Never mind. You can go back to doing what you were doing. Sardinia rules the sea, and Vladimir rules the land. That's optimally the way this alliance is hopefully going to go. And maybe somewhat poor French is correct. Sus means under or south. Would also make sense name-wise if Terra di Sos Immortis would also be read as Land of the Southern Immortals. I will be honest, I put it into a janky-ass translator, so you could be right. I'll have to take a look at it a little bit closer. Tried to avoid the Tengrusi, but you eventually gave in. True. Goddamn right. From a distance, our conquistadors thought them to be mere hills, standing among the otherwise empty plain of Araxes. But as we drew nearer, an enterprising fellow in the company noticed how regular they were, and he soon pointed out to his companions that they must be the remnants of the great pyramids of ancient people. Oh. We're gonna look for gold. It appears we found no gold. Alright, we now know that there is a, we really don't know what we're dealing with at this point. I'm sure our map makers and explorers are just scratching their heads and unsure. Perhaps the distance between these lands and Asia is further than we thought. Go for the American East Coast, I guess. The Pope's colony is really big in Haiti too. God damn. Nothing but dirt. Kind of like when the France allied the Ottomans. Yeah, similar. Except, I mean, we're just radically switching to like a more secular state. We'd be very unpopular in Europe, but we're already very unpopular in Europe, so it's not a big thing. Gold rush. Our miners have had a massive deposit of gold. Massive amounts of money are flowing into the treasury. All the inflation. But we can pay off a loan, so hell yeah. How's the spy network in the northern tribe? That's a good question. Oh, I wasn't building one. Thank you for reminding me. They have boarded us. Terra di Castora. All right. The land of Castora. I'm curious how close that pole was. Not gonna lie. Let me look. Oh. We'll call it it. Hambu. They want us to colonize Hambu. In the interior. We could do that. They want help in their fucking coalition war. Very well. We will call for the fleet. On land, we will not involve ourselves. Vladimir will defend themselves, but our fleet, we can send to harass the enemies. It's been a while since we've given them a good fight with our navy. Our sailors, I'm sure, are longing for a fight on the great seas. We're gonna get our navy demothballed, and we're gonna send them up to the Baltic to fight the Swedish navy. Oh, fuck. Their fleet caught us. Shit, I wasn't even aware of it. Oh, no. We have a great admiral. We'll need to send the fleet to meet up with them when they're on Mothbard. Carl! Oh, my God. What's up, Carl? Been fucking forever, dude. How you doing? Am I mad? No, of course not. This provides us the chance to cooperate with Vladimir and show them our willingness to cooperate with him. We're gonna send no land forces to die in Crimea, nor in the steppe, but it will allow us the chance to destroy the navies of these countries, potentially gain some ships of our own in battle, as well as reduce the land taken from Vladimir in this coalition war, making them a stronger ally. Lithuania is very strong in this game, Carl. And they're our only major alliance, so we can't fuck this up. An account of the new lands. Our conquistador may not have sent back gold, but he has sent back a magnificently detailed map of our new domains, and all of the unclaimed land waiting only for brave settlers to claim their destiny. Cooperation with a merchant class. Good news. Burgers fucking love us. I mean, I would assume so, given we do everything for them, and they have total control of our government. F10 gives a cool map photo. Yeah, I thought it was F9. No, you have to do debug / no GUI or something in EU4. I don't even know what this is, but the burgers will get it. We don't even have to read the paperwork. We'll just sign it. Whatever you need. We have to upgrade our ships too. Ours are pretty outdated. We should still win though. Yeah, we need to do so many things right now. So much to do, so little time. We almost have flutes as well. Fuck, they pushed us out of port. Let's try and retreat. We might lose some heavies. No, we didn't. They're gonna get away. Good. We'll get them to meet up over our main fleet and come back with a vengeance. Matchlock muskets as well. Oh, we got a really early advantage. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna send an expeditionary force. This didn't go well last time, but we're gonna actually fight for Vladimir. They could become our strongest ally. Our chancellor knows that. Our government knows that. We're gonna throw more and more into this as needed. All right, we're ready to go. Barzone Trivuzio will sail north. "19 heavies, 15 galleys." True friendship. Castor IV and Comita d'Italia are good friends since children. And she wants to hire him. No. Here we go. The first time our ships have ever sailed into the Baltic. Oh, that didn't go well. Our army was routed. We're retreating into the east. Oh, that is a big fleet. We almost caught part of their fleet. We'll struggle to find anyone who will be willing to actually take a battle here. Oh. We'll chase them into the Gulf of Riga. The Lithuanian fleet. We caught 2 of their ships and took a trading ship prisoner. Where is this Swedish fleet at? I'm gonna do something risky. Fuck. Almost that whole army got slaughtered. Oh, because we keep transporting them, because I'm a dumbass. Hold up. I'm hoping we can bait out their fleet here. We should catch them. Oh, not quite. They're too fast for us. Different ships have different speeds, right? Isn't that a thing? So, for example, if I was to detach the galleys, would they be able to catch a fleet quicker? I'm gonna try that. We're gonna start using our galleys to try and get into battles and let the heavies follow behind. Okay. We'll place our primary fleet in a central location, whereby it can get news of... Oh, is the war over? No, the Swedes pieced out of the war. Oh my god. The Swedes took a lot of land there. We'll need to support Vladimir in taking that back. Oh, no, I see. Their fleet's going. I'm gonna try a bit of a risky maneuver here. They've engaged us. We're bringing in Barzone. The galleys need to hold. Hold! We got there. Oh, they fucking retreated. We lost 3 galleys, but they lost a heavy ship. All right, we can rebuild and we can repair Lothringia. They'll give us access. Blockade and exhaust them? Yes, we'll do that as soon as I repair the fleet. We have the flute, and we are completely caught up on tech. So now we're going to work on rest of exploration and trade ideas. Rio Grande. A lot of development there too. Let's bring back our explorer and we'll start the war as soon as we can. Actually, fuck it. Let's just start it right now. They're gonna join too. Alright, we will wait for our forces to come back. We'll need a joint effort here. Why fight one war when you can fight two wars? Yeah, the galleys took a real beating there. This is not looking good for Vladimir, is it? Aren't they allied with the Ming? No, they're not. They're no longer allied with the Ming. We're their only ally. We sure know how to pick a losing horse, don't we? Like, that is very consistent. Okay, let's blockade the Danish. We make income off of that too, don't we? Thought you do from blockading. Fuck, we lost to Casus Belli because they moved. Should have declared the fucking war. God damn it. God damn it. Alright. Foreign trade competition rises. Foreign merchants are increasingly outcompeting us in ports. More tariffs. We'll protect domestic markets. We produce plenty of goods ourselves. To wait all the way until July. Let's see if we can catch that ship there. Nope, too fast. Quite. Too quick. Far too quick. In many ways, though, this is not a costly war for us, right? I mean, we are effectively gaining a permanent ally and a strong friend at the cost of soldiers, sure, some, but not a significant amount. I mean, the cost here is relatively low, but the benefit in terms of a strong ally that, I mean, we're kind of saving their ass to a degree, right? Like, that's the kind of thing that is very useful here. We'll go with the statists. Simeon Dondolo. Where do I know that fucking name from? Dondolo. He is an entrepreneur as well. Good. I'm gonna do a risky maneuver here. Again. Nope. They've gotten wise to us. Another revolt. We'll put it down. We'll retain the blockade of Lithuania as well. Says Castor the Fourth. They have only one place to migrate to. When they migrate again, you should be able to declare. That's true. Oh, they did it. Oh, god damn it. We aren't going to get Bupe, though. Oh, well. Let's fucking do it. We'll wait here. We have to get our morale back. We dealt with the rebels. Alright, hold up. Quick pause. I got a letter from Russia. I gotta read this. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my god. Okay. Oh man. Today's game's gonna be fun. Oh my god. Okay, cool. Alright, let's send our troops south. They didn't actually join this time around. I thought they would. Nope. Oh, it's another group that we actually haven't met up here. We can annex that, actually. That'll give us a holding way up in the north. I missed it. Why was this a federal kingdom now? TLDR is confusing. If you're willing, I don't know if you watched my YouTube channel. I promise the YouTube video will cover it really well in a nice format. The TLDR is basically the king was weak. We were collapsing. The burghers had a lot of power. Lombardy betrayed us. We had no allies left. And the burghers decided that the rule of the king was poor and that it was not sustainable, and decided to take basically total power and enact basically a system where broad powers were seized from the king. He still has power, and he will potentially come back into power, but at the moment, he does not. Jesus fucking Christ. Can we beat that? We might have to send reinforcements. God damn. We'll dispatch another 5,000 men. So the ambassador Anatolikon. Oh, shit. I wasn't paying attention. Fuck. I'm trying to read fucking Diplo letters. That's not good. We lost a heavy ship, I think. This doesn't look good for Vladimir, does it? They're gonna lose a lot of their territory, but they'll still have some. We'll help them rebuild. We'll get a textile manufactory. Oh, he got admin. Nice. Was a med ship you lost, not a heavy? Good. Okay. Reinforcements have arrived. Oh shit, we don't have a colonist stat right now, do we? We will send him to Paraiba. No, we need to send it to Pambu, because we have a mission for that. There we go. Alright, we'll finish the siege. We'll defeat their army, sieging us out in the south. We'll send a task force up to the north and take what remains of their region there and establish a northern foothold. And the war is done. What did they lose? Yeah, Novigrad got a lot. Padzinkia was formed in the south. Sweden has a lot of their territory. They've lost like all their soldiers, but they can rebuild. They just had a coalition, so we'll help them do that. They're gonna follow Steelgood Bull. Yeah, I don't seem to be choosing allies very well. I can fully agree with you on that. Oh boy. We have to move quicker in the New World. We're getting outpaced so heavily by everyone. Oh, we'll be able to take Tapia too. Nice. We'll split the army then after this battle. Oh my god, the burgers have 100% influence. I didn't mean to do that, but they do. We'll get back 5% in a few months at least. Well, shit. Perhaps we took a little too much power. You're watching Game of Thrones CK3 mod House Dame RP. Hell yeah. That was so fun yesterday. Goddamn. Meknes is one of the central provinces forming the backbone of our union. Their representatives' opinions are valued by the States General. Recent developments in Meknes have favored the opposition, leading to questions on which local faction we should support. Support the status. We can give a little bit back to the monarchists. That's fine. We have most control anyway. Dude, that is the thing. As soon as I start to ally with someone, they just get absolutely destroyed. Every time. Every fucking time. You joke, but that's an actual thing. Jesus Christ. Why is this siege so hard? It's just a bunch of fucking huts. The sack of Rio Grande. Traditionally, advancing armies are expected to supply themselves. They've been there for a while. They don't supply lines. More discipline. Merchant has bankrupted himself. We will bail him out. Too big to fail. War crimes. Yes, that was actual war crimes. That is true. The Battle of Sergipe. We are routing the heathen. Private contractors. Due to lack of permanent structures, many armies rely on private contractors to provide anything from equipment to entire regiments. Usually these entrepreneurs receive a sum in advance that they can use to procure what an army needs on short notice. This often works well to meet swiftly changing needs and our troops' needs on campaign. Our armies in Potiguara advance deeper into enemy territory. There are increasing reports of corruption and unwarranted cooperation between our logistical officers and entrepreneurs. We gotta get rid of that. Trade and business is good, but corruption is not. Not that we can keep giving away ducats. How's Castalla doing? Very, very fucking strong. I think they're still at war, though. Yeah. Papal State Colonial War? They're gonna annex Haiti. Oh my god. It might be us going to war with the Castalla. The burghers would want holdings in Cuba. We know of its wealth at this point, obviously. I mean, it's significant. Their tech is really advanced, though. They're 8. When we complete exploration, we can go to war with them. We'll wait for that. Yes. Yes, they are. They're going to control all of Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Alright, let's go back up to speed 4. We lost one of our old generals. Which one was it? No, it was an admiral, I think. Yeah, it was. Our Admiral Barzone died. He was a good admiral. That's a shame. Let's get a new one. Solomon Ludovisi. Very competent as well. Our naval traditions are really good. What is our professionalism at for Navy? Or naval tradition, I should say. 88. Yeah, that's about right. Goddamn. Spirito Santo. That's a British ship. That's not good. You actually have to siege out fucking native areas now? I haven't done colonial stuff in this in so long. The Tomoyo Federation. The Tupi tribes have begun banding together against the European settlers that are threatening them in South America. Unfortunately, however, they're not considering us to be Europeans. Perhaps we should make good use of this opportunity to weaken our colonial rivals and send help to Tupi. We have to fight a war? Why not? It keeps them divided. Gives us more time. God fucking damn it. Oh, actually, we can get an idea. We will go for Viceroys. And we got rejecting Iberian and Papists as well. The Kingdom of Aragon and the Papal States have tried time and time again to capture Sardinia and impose their influence over the Sardinian people. No kidding. Except Castalla now. We must always be working to stave off their influence. Morale and recovery. Ming has gained cultural hegemony on China. Yeah, we can ally the Fatmids. That is pretty radical, though. I mean, we're going secular. It's not unjustified, but it is dramatic. You might need to send a cannon to the New World to breach the forts. That's true. You're absolutely right. Wouldn't hurt to give us some extra damage too in the back line. Also, just a reminder as always, I'm not good at EU4 anymore, and I don't mind backseating as long as it's like not pushy, right? Like, if it's like yelling at me to do things I don't want to, it's like meta and stuff, I don't like that, but if I'm clearly doing things wrong, feel free to tell me. Are you gonna go Hellenic? I'd say there's a good chance of it, yeah. I think there is a very good chance of it. Good. We push them back. Let's take their holdings in the north. We've caught smugglers upon the Mediterranean, giving us another 10 naval tradition, which puts us up to 96. We're going to annex Espiritu Santo, send people there to colonize it. Unconditional surrender. I hear ya, but that's not enough. Why the fuck are the Swedes here? Why the fuck are this? Oh god, Sweden's in the Caribbean? They are really catching up to us now in colonialism. We had a lead early on, but it's just gone now. Oh boy. Let's bring in the cannons. The Treaty of Tortilla. Colonial Caribbean is the sole dominion of Castalla. Of course you would say that. We will not respect that under any circumstance. I paused, goddammit. I was looking at letters again. The same Castalla that the Pope was at war with? Yes, that one. I'm sure it's part of the concessions they're planning to make. Trade expansion has led to a growing desire among our merchants to start new trade ventures outside of our borders. Absolutely. Potatoes. Castalla's introduced potatoes. We introduced tomatoes. They introduced potatoes. Hopefully we get pizza though. That's the important thing. Sardinian pizza. That's cultural power on a level. There's a song I gotta play right now. I think this is the right one. Yeah, it is. Cool. Alrighty. Well, after being destroyed by the Great Mongol invasion 300 years ago and having the legacy of Rome wiped from this earth, Anatolikon in the end has reunited its borders and refounded Byzantium. God damn, they're fucking back, and they are strong. They'd make a stronger ally than Vladimir, not gonna lie. Holy shit, they're actually back. Alright, we need to do everything we can to ally with them. Like, at this point, we'd give up. Hellas is lost. The Tarshitarus are not in power anymore. And we accept that. So we need to make what we can and attempt to ally Byzantium. They'll be very opposed to the Papal States, and they'd be a strong ally against the Western colonial powers. They're fucking back. We'll go with... oh my god. We'll do a monarchist candidate. Barcel II. The other guy was just way too incompetent. He's a tactical genius. Ah, fuck, we've already maxed it out. How close are we to being able to get an alliance with them? 20 away. We need to have a stronger army and they respect us more. We may have to do a military buildup in the future to be able to garner that. But in order to do that, we need more wealth. I've got an hour left of the game as well. Oh, they went into their old stomping grounds. We can go to war with them now. We will continue to allow them to marry into Vladimir. Take the northern territories and finish the war of Portugal. And with that, we'll end our first major colonial war. Alright, so we have land up in the north. We'll wait for this colonial venture to get off its feet and become independent. And then we're going to focus in on, I think, making another colony up here and perhaps even going into the Caribbean at that point. We do need to make sure we get established dominionship in South America, though. Lothringia has gifted us money. Very kind of them. We have loans, right? Yes, we do. We have one. Not bad. Where's our navy? I never mothballed them. That's why we're hemorrhaging money. Fuck. Spanish ships we can't compete with. Let's look at trade a bit closer. We gotta figure out how we can leverage our trade power here. I mean, optimally, we need to try and go to war and go into Genoa and take these regions, but unless we get an ally like Byzantium, that's not happening. We have the second most power here. Yeah, they have Florence, and they have Pisa. We need to take this. We need to fight Castalla. They are only allied to Lothringia, but combined they have 300,000 soldiers. It'll be a long time before we have the power to do something like that, unfortunately. A war with the Pope wouldn't be a bad idea, since they're beginning to be devoured here. Amazonian trade hub, nice. Yeah, I think honestly, given our secularism, given our division with the Pope, and given their hostility with us, I think a war for Sicily and for North Africa could be on the horizon as well. Why is France leader's name in red? I don't know. I was also wondering that. No idea what that means. Excommunicated, maybe? Yes, excommunicated. Or the Pope and their African territories, yes. North Africa and Sicily and Malta. And as much as southern Italy as we can get, frankly. That may be our next step here. I mean, we see Castalla just, like, ravaging Italy. We see our own power in the Mediterranean failing. We're no longer a friend of the Pope. We're embracing secular ways. There's very little to motivate us to stay loyal. And given that the crows are beginning to surround them, even though that they're not dying, I think we're going to start to prepare. Again, like, we're at a point where we have just a super real politic government, right? The burghers have no moral and spiritual qualms about these sorts of things that our old monarchs did, so we can kind of do, you know, very radical stuff like this with really easy reason. Because the profit and the trade advantages and the political advantages are just so big. They really are. Did we go Protestant? No, we are Catholic. RP-wise, we're going more and more secular. The most prominent trading families, which we got an event for, from Tunis, and they're worshipping literally the Greek gods at this point. I didn't spawn that in, that was an event, so we're very secular. Into the nomad caravan. No, we'll allow it. We'll pay the cost. We'll announce the results. Sounds good. All right. Go back to the old playlist. Alrighty. Looks good. Colony is self-sustaining. We should get a whole colony pretty soon here. Bamboo is almost completely done as well. Actually, no. I will split off some of these. We really need to find the Golden City before the Swedes or the Spanish. They're both around. We'll send out 2 parties this time with what is remaining of our army here. Not the cannons, though. Not the fucking cannons. We'll hire another conquistador. Jorunder? It sounds a little too Scandinavian. Solomon Lucerna. That I can get behind. You can find the interior of this massive continent, too. I mean, at this point, we know this is massive. It's huge. Maybe... we don't even know what it would be at this point. It's certainly not Japan. The Lesser Frisia. Oh, the Dutch are colonizing too. They went to Curacao. A writer in our country has presented his most recent work, this time on the Catholic Church and His Holiness the Pope. It is a thorough, thoughtful, and extraordinarily well-argued piece, and anyone who reads it and actually understands what it says has to agree with the finer points. The entire world will read the searing critique of the Pope. Ah, Byzantium is friendly. We're dispatched an ambassador to Constantinople, where we can knock out a treaty to formally build an alliance between our countries. You gotta remember here as well, we're going full circle right now, because originally, the Judaics of Sardinia, of which our ancestry was, the original House Torres family, they were actually vassal nobles of Byzantium back in the day. The family that we're descended from originally, before they became high status, they were nobles in Byzantium. We were originally Byzantines, so it's probably interesting. We've literally, you know, come all the way back around to our roots here, and we will ally Byzantium. Which will give us the Byzantines, Lothringian, Vladimir as allies. That is a strong group of alliances, such that we can probably be fairly secure in our holdings. And I'm sure they're in mountains of debt. Let's see if we can sell them anything. Yeah, they're in mountains of debt. Spain took a lot of territory, including in southern Italy. We have to interfere here. The Pope is dying. The papacy is a foregone conclusion. It is now a scramble for the remnants of their powerful empire, and we're going to be the ones to do that next. Almost there. Yeah, let's just get straight up ready for this war, honestly, before all their powers in Europe just eat up the rest of them. The Spanish just break their truce that I'm aware of. We will have no allies, though. We'll need to bring back our troops from the New World. We'll need to get more transport ships. We will beat them navally, though. That's what matters. We'll leave 5,000 men in the New World, and the rest we'll bring home for this war. We'll hold on to all our money here. Do we need more soldiers? How many do we have total right now? 50,000. That should be enough. We have the manpower pools as well. Alrighty. I mean, it was around 150 years ago, we were fighting the Pope. If you remember, we interceded on behalf of Lombardy and allowed them to take the region of Genoa. They are no longer our allies. We had around over 100 years of close alliance with the Pope, but that has come to an end. Gives you debuffs? What does specifically? It looks like you can match the Pope of your European armies. 35 versus 35. I know, but I want to be careful. They are in 2 other wars, to be fair, so actually, let's just go right the fuck in. I'm not in Mothball. We'll send them home to port. Their fleet is still quite strong, though, so we have to wait for the mothballing. We'll leave the rest of the army there. I don't think we'll need it. Worst case scenario, I'll bring it back. And we have our colony. Beautiful. Good timing. What do we do? Terra di Castora, right? Make it a private enterprise. Terra di Castora. Our first colony. What an incompetent leader, though. Doge Castor to Sony. A 114. Strong leader, at least. Alright. Well, we can start to colonize elsewhere now, can't we? We're going to begin colonizing up here in the northern regions. We're animists? No, we're not. I don't believe so. No, we're Catholics. What was I pinged for? Dear Sardinians, our great King Castor passed away. Dude, it was a 5% chance, right? You rolled a 1d20. The House of Dane RP, you mentioned that you were running a bunch of mods for Game of Thrones. Can we get a list or more info in the description? Sure, I can make a collection for you. I can do that almost instantaneously. One moment. Collection. See if I still get this fucking glitch on the Steam page. No, I don't. Good. Alright, here's the link to the collection. It will take a second to check it, and then it should be good. There you go. In the load order, make sure you put Fair Lords and Fair Ladies right below Game of Thrones. And Game of Thrones mod should go at the top. It should be like the second mod. Like the first mod or second. Okay, we're good. It was a 19. Goddamn. Wait, no, you don't roll death throws for the heir. Just only roll death throws for the king. We'll do it that way. Mercantilism. All right, well, he's died then. We'll need to roll stats for Castora's heir. You should make a 1-year-long sub badge. Do I not have one? I thought I made one. I'll make a note of that. Will do. Moose, I think you're my first, like, year-long fucking person who's subbed, dude. Goddamn. Appreciate that. It's been a long time. I always forget that I've been actually streaming for, oh, what, 2 years now? It's been a while. Doesn't feel like that long. Everything, like, COVID and post-COVID, like, just feels like it goes so fast. Maybe it's also I'm getting older, but time just moves so quickly these days. At least it feels like it. Broke ass Castalla, goddamn. Alright. Our fleet is on is no issue. Let's go ahead and declare the war. We're gonna surprise attack the Pope, actually, is what we're gonna do here. We're gonna surprise attack him. Alright, hold on. I need some war music here. We'll play the good one. Education events? Perhaps. He's a 1-2-2. Let me roll them, Susie. I will roll them myself. For the stats, at least. Alrighty. Our longtime ally, the Papal States. Surrounded by carrion. With the burghers in power. We will now ensure that they are dealt with. A Game of Thrones Plus has a lot of issues. I tried it. I don't like it. It's got some cool features, but no, I will not be playing it. We will continue to go down the path forward. With the death of Castora IV, his son, Lysandro, inherits yet again another child on the throne, and one who does not have the strength to rule. And the burghers, seeing the opportunity that arises from a Papal States being partitioned, and needing to gain more control of the Med to offset the Castellans, as well as Byzantium, though they may be an ally, we will begin a war. They're allied with Byzantium? What? Independence guaranteed by Byzantium. Brother, you gotta be kidding me. Brother, no. My brother in Christ. Pock blocked by our new allies. Goddamn, yeah, they will. Alright, we have to call the war off. Well, we prepared to send a letter to the Papal States declaring war. The ambassador of Byzantium appeared in our court and made it clear that they were under their protection now. The monster we have allied with is perhaps going to be doing more harm than good. Fuck. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, no. It really doesn't. The way we could get around it is to get them to go into a war with us, but we need favors for that. I think we could do it that way. Another ally to the enemy. Fucking hell. Ah, well, that is unfortunate. We could get Byzantium and Lothringia into war with Castalla. That is still doable, though. Well, shit. We missed out on the feeding frenzy. I should have gone earlier, but oh well. It is what it is. Lysandra's 20, so it's a terrible succession. She died at 35. It was early. Yeah, let me go and roll the stats for Lysandra. I do want to do it myself. Just because I have a really good or really bad luck all the time. 1d6. All right. Admin 2, Diplo 2, and Military 4. Not very competent, but not the worst. And we will take our last one. Global Empire. Naval force limit 25%, and we can go to war with natives now. And we can begin to focus it on trade. Oh, policy slot available. Global engagement with. That is fucking strong. Holy fuck. Whew. All right. I think it's time to begin some colonial wars. Well, with all of our holy fervor and desire for war, and our rejection of the Pope's Treaty of Tordia, I think we are going to prepare a war then against the Castalla, who are a branch off of the old Aztecs, stronger now than them, in fact. To secure ourselves to this great island in the middle to offset the Spanish. Jesus Christ! What the fuck's going on in America? They're super federations. What the fuck? I've never seen that before. Jesus Christ. In this timeline, the natives actually got their shit together and united. There's 3 of them. Wow, that's crazy. And the Iroquois too. They're technically a federation too. That's super fucking interesting. Goddamn. Election in the Federal Kingdom? Oh, Lysandro. Lysandro is way more competent. He's the better trader by far than Barcel. We'll go for the monarchist. We'll say that this is actually the heir, Lysandro. Lysandro's taken back power. But he's basically a burgher himself. The kings are being educated in such a manner. Oh, he's a babbling buffoon. Nice. That, they really reflect the burghers more than their ancient, ancestors in most ways. But Lysandro is in power now. A bumbling buffoon. I guess he has better stats. Are they already doing a colonial war? No, it's rebels, animists. Alright, we're gonna need a very large transport fleet to land. How are we looking? We got way more limit. Yeah, we can get another. I'm gonna go up to... We'll do 20 transport ships total. Our fleet will have no issues dispatching them, that is for sure. We will send 2 task forces. Who are they at war with? They're still at war with someone. Farrer purged the Bosnian heresy. Thought for a moment they weren't guaranteeing them. No, still are. Too much hope. Far too much hope. Let's work on upgrading some of these ships too. We really have to do that. I keep forgetting. We will save up the funds for that instead. Yeah, the American Federations are strong. Castalla is a lot weaker though, so we have an opportunity here to get a lot of power in the region. Cuba is our main priority here. The islands, the primary one. Need a sub, Steel God Bull. Thank you, man. Completely fine with North American Federations uniting. Dude, if they stay with these federations and they modernize, that would be sick as fuck. I'm all for that. More pagan influence! Oh, disillusioned with the church teaching, displeased with corruption of the holy, or just finding pagan doctrine such as polygamy, or encouraging a personal wealth attractive, are all stimulating weak-spirited men to turn away from Christ. Oh my god, Stada went Hellenic? Is that where I think it is? That's Skane. Where the fuck is Stada? Another region just went Hellenic? I'm not doing this. This is just game events, man. Like, fuck. Stada. Oh, it's in Hesse. Whoa. We're getting like a rebirth. You know what it is, though? I mean, like, the Renaissance period was when Greek and Roman art became, like, incredibly popular and like, seen everywhere. And the old, you know, philosophers and stuff were becoming commonplace. And it appears that in this timeline, that has just gone to extreme depths with obviously the corruption of the church, such that many people are just outright going into the past. That's fucking sick. God damn. All right, we lost a rival. I think we'll make the Papal States a rival at this point. We've been insulted by Castalla. All right, bud. What do you want? We'll sell you another province. How about that? Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. They'll actually buy it off us now. We're gonna get the best deal possible. And we'll use all that money. Fuck, almost enough. To upgrade our fleet so that we can actually fight them. You know, we got another province we're gonna sell you to. Just saying. Pretty nice. One-time offer, very good. Upgrade ships. We're gonna continue to sell off the rest of those to Iberia. Oh, they want Sardinia, though. We're not gonna give that to them, but we will sell them the mainland, like I said. The burghers do intend to do that. Outright mothballed again, too. No, because we will need it to fight the Federations. Not the Federations. The Kozakoya. Oh, Papal colony in Argentina. All right, we're gonna send our next colonist up to the northern part of this continent. To Miracabal. Seems to be harder though. Instead of a normal federation system to federalize federations, there should be something else. I agree. I do love the idea though. How are the Norse colonies? Good question. Weak. They have expanded. Our Noldar have expanded. They're very small and very weak though. Like I said originally, they were always intended to just be like a very small region. Norway's colonizing there. See, we have around 30 minutes before we got to go for the Vic game as well. We will take Havana. And with that, as soon as our ships are ready, we're going to begin this war. Do they have allies? They do not. 30,000 men 15 ships. No issue at all. Once we get the rest of our transports, we'll be able to transport 20,000 men at a time, and our invasion should be no problem. Oh, the victory, Escova, dog, you don't even know how spicy it's gonna be. Like, oh, it'll be spicy. Spicy. I thought my aunt had a Bible, because I was planning to like read out of the Bible and like, you know, hold it up in front of heathens today, but I couldn't find one. So I'm gonna have to go buy a Bible for next week. Fuck, we had a uprising there. We can do a short war with these guys as well. Oh, we might as well. We have the time for it. We'll let the colonies deal with the rebellion, and we'll fight a short war. Who are they? The Gorina. Yeah. We'll do it. Oh, yeah. I think you can declare the Papal States without Byzantium involving by declaring on one of their colonial states once you get one. It's not a bad idea, actually. If they get one, we will see. Or we wait until Byzantium's in a big war and they don't want to get involved. I mean, assuming anyone could even remotely contend them at this point, which is questionable. Send the first of our armies, so we can move it quicker. We'll take shrewd commercial practices too. And we'll get Institute of Cartade di Logu. It was during 1392 that the Judicate of Arborea devised and pushed forth the Carta del Logu, or a Charter of Land. Mauranius IV of Arborea compiled a code, and it was updated by his daughter, Eleanor of Sardinia, later on. In this code, many citizens' rights were established, and even given a fair amount of rights to women as well. It would be foolish to not implement this law code again and update it first time. That fits with what we're doing. We're secularizing, we're modernizing, at least in the context of the Renaissance period. More trade power too, always wonderful. My second choice of nation was the Spanish Philippines. Oh boy. I mean, nutjob crusading is exactly what I'm going to be doing with Carlos, so that would have worked perfectly. Warvic RP. Oh, didn't miss anything else. Good. Pope, what you doing there, bud? Oh, he's stuck. Okay. Jesus, Castalla's moving quick, aren't they? Merchant approaches the court and carefully pleads to make a payment for the recent loan taken out by Isla Razzi. Seems the fruits of labor have been exaggerated. No. We'll fire him. And in his place, we will take on Lissandro Mella. He's been in some of our events before too, hasn't he? It's also a strange timeline when Wallachians find themselves with strong ties to Denmark. True. That's very fucking odd. Provence has claimed our regions. Yep. Our dynastic ties, we'll go ahead and marry again. Euphrasia Pallegion, name I can't say. There's a new queen. Let's get a royal marriage. Almost done with the siege. We control Stada? Oh, yeah, we still have Stade. I forgot we had I keep forgetting we have Line of Normal Germany. We inherited it in CK3 and we still own it. Fuck. Let's actually go ahead and see about integrating some other groups. We're going to incorporate the Moroccans into our accepted cultures. And we'll do the same with the Algerians as soon as we sell the last province in Iberia. Good. And let's go ahead and begin the war. I'm going to send the fleet, and then as soon as it is here, we'll begin. Get everything to the staging grounds. Yeah, Sardinia and Bremen. Yeah, we inherited in CK3, along with Moray. We had two really weird inheritances. Fuck no, you can't walk through our lands. Sardinia remembers your treachery. Give me 10 provinces. Okay. Crusade for Quisquoya. Oh, we're actually going to war with someone who's being crusaded against. That makes this easier. And let's begin the war. First, we'll send in a navy to wipe out any ships that might be around. And then we'll begin to deposit our soldiers onto their various islands. As soon as we're done with the other war in South America, we'll send the remnants of our soldiers and land upon Cuba proper. These are hard waters to sail, that is for sure. No sign of any fleet. We do have rumors that they have a large fleet somewhere. Ah, there they are. Running like cowards. We'll just simply block the crossing for now is what we'll do. Siege is almost done in the south. Takrur are colonizing! Oh shit, Western Africa is actually colonizing this timeline. Holy crap. We're rivals with them, and they are very strong too. Good. Alright, I think we're ready to cross. Do they have a large army here? Siege in the south is complete. We'll peace out Guarani. We will peace out to Punamba. We'll go the status candidate this time, Alessandro Manita. Architectural visionary. Interesting. Okay, let's send our main force. We actually met their navy in combat. Where did our fleet go? Where the fuck are you going? I told you to go to Jamaica, you fuck. Alright, we gotta retreat here. Those are our transports. Fuck, we can't. Oh, we might get screwed a little bit here, not gonna lie. There we go. We got away. We're stuck on Jamaica, though. Oh my god, we're gonna fucking die here. We're not careful. General demands control. Throughout the ages, war has often been when rule of the many give way to the rule of the few. Being aware of this, we are reluctant to make too many concessions in power to the military, even though our nation goes to battle. A general who has been crucial in our successes so far, at least in his own version of events, is now in conflict with representatives of the federal kingdom on the future course of action. His military expertise is beyond question, but strong arming status to go along with his plans would weaken their political position. I mean, if he has good ideas, why not? We have the Spanish Square. We actually got early tech. We have free shooters before anyone else. This is the perfect time to fight a war with someone. Because we do have a huge tech advantage right now. But no allies. Who are you spying on? We are spying on the tribe up here, which I need to get to Casus Belli on. Alcantara. 16 days. I will get this piece because I keep forgetting to do it. So we're just really under a period of just rapid hyper expansion in the Americas because that's where we know we have to compensate for our weakness in Europe. So there's just going to be a fuckload of colonial wars for a while here, to be honest. There we go. We get free trade, another merchant. We will send this one. We'll send him to Sevilla to push trade onwards towards Genoa. We actually might be able to contend here better, almost. No, because it's all up there. Fuck. Except in those you have been talking Dragon Air Force and the Napoleonic Wars. Oh, Temimir books. Never read those. Yeah, we did get the Fountain of Youth as well. That is true. And Hambupe is where the Fountain of Youth is held, so we have access to its healing waters now. It should be the capital of our colony, not gonna lie. I mean, Bahia is pretty close. 2 unassigned merchants. We have 5 total now. Alright, we're sending one here to transfer trade power. We'll send one here to push trade power as well. Because the British are taking it all, I think, right now. Or a lot of it, at least. Oh, we might not make it. Fuck. These seas are so hard to fucking navigate. There we go, we made it. The attrition was high. We lost a lot of soldiers. Too bad the fountain doesn't give better rulers. That would be really cool. No, it does not. We got Guantanamo Bay. Time to set up a military-industrial complex prison there. Oh God! Oh, from the big coalition war. I see. We'll march on to face their army from here. Here we go. They are strong. I will give them that, but we are going to win this. Running over budget. Britain's at war with the Papal States? Are they at war with Byzantium then? Nope. Lombardy's conquest of Navarro. Oh, it's up in the north, I see. They got dragged into it. Improved training for our navy. It's interesting exploration of IRL dragon world building in a world where non-European nations had a greater say in how the world was having through dragons. That's interesting. Is it set on like actual Earth? Or like just kind of similar vein? All right, let's land in the mainland holdings. Oh fuck, I clicked the wrong button. Oh no, we have a giant revolt in Europe. We'll have to send our transport ships back. Because we have no military currently stationed in North Africa. Havana has fallen. If we siege at their mainland holdings, this is over. And then we will be able to really take whatever we want, I would imagine. Let's get there quick. Before they react. They're coming, I think. This will be close. No, they're gonna wait. That was a critical misstep there. They might have actually beaten us if they'd gone in. Can build a bunch of infantry? We could. But I think we'll just wait for it. Wait for the transports. It's in a world where dragons have been around since the dawn of human history, so a lot of parallels to real-world dragon myth and how dragons integrate in human society. Nice. Oh, yeah. Paid off our loan. All right, we're going to eat a lot of land in the Caribbean. The Castalla will probably try and fight us for this. Because it's going to be a lot. But that will be for next week. Because as soon as this war is done, I'm going to go try and get something to eat before Vic starts in 25 minutes. Ooh. Turn a blind eye again. More warrior women being married into our noble families. All right, let's deal with them. Our colony got independent there as well. We will keep growing it. And Guajira. I'm going to follow Project Blackwing. We won it. Good. We dispatched the rebels. We do need a lot more cannons. I've not modernized my military at all. That's why we're going to lose any major war we're going to fight right now. But primarily it's been economic. We haven't until very recently had the money to do that kind of thing. That's so low. The laws, yeah. I do know about those. Fuck. Wrong one. God damn it. Castile has warned us. All right, well, we have to just eat everything we can in this war because we won't be able to fight for a while. Oh, they're getting worried about us, huh? See what we can take. Not quite. We're gonna take all of that. We will need more war score, though. Allied to Byzantium, you could provoke a war to reclaim some Iberian land. Now that is very true, actually. I didn't think of that, Ninja. We need one more fort, and then we should be able to get them to piece this. And then Vladimir is at war with Sweden. God damn it. Yes, we'll help you. We'll give higher developed colonies for this one. All right, another war. Beautiful. More fighting. So yes, as soon as we're done here, the Royal Sardinian Navy will be headed up to the Baltics again to chase down the Swedish fleet, which will be again next week. More rebels. We'll support the philosopher against the clergy. Ligurian Sea, the Swedish Navy is in the fucking med. That's what that is. It's in this fucking war. You know what? I will give away the Bahamas just to get this done quicker. Let's take Cuba. Let's head back to Europe. I don't see their fleet. No, I see it. There it is. Hesse. We'll blockade the crossing and the Pillars of Hercules, and we'll be fine. All right, this is where we're going to end for today. I'm going to go grab something to eat before our Vic starts in 20 minutes. We have obviously come a very long way. With the old monarchy of Torres still in power, they are much weakened. We have begun to rebuild our power with a colony in South America, and now a large colony, which we will soon have in Cuba, and the Caribbean to contend the Spanish. The New World is full of giant alliances of the tribal people there, and we finally have strong allies in Vladimir, Byzantium, and Lotharingia. We're still in a very contentious period here, but I will say the burghers have managed to stabilize better than our monarchs could, and it is likely that they will be in power for quite some time. When we return next week, we will continue as Sweden. So, all right, I'm going to end stream. I will be back in probably 20 minutes, so I will see you guys very soon. If not, more House Dane RP next Saturday, and then I'll be playing probably the House Hightower in a multiplayer game next Saturday as well for Game of Thrones, and then more of Grand Campaign, obviously, next Sunday morning. I will be streaming next weekend, but the one after I will not, so, yeah. All right, catch you around, guys.